Welcome, this is All Astrology. Today is the 31st of January. We are studying the sacred space because we are talking about heavy hitters today. We're going to talk about Mars and we're going to discuss a little bit about Mercury because these two overlap each other, but then they move. And Mars does something that is all about taking action, but not just any kind of action. This is all about fortunate action, all right? So let's go deep right here, right now. All right, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter. What's gonna happen? Okay, Jupiter and Mars are gonna actually get hand in hand soon, folks. This is a good time to start things, a good time to begin projects, an especially good time for things that you have to do that require your physical body. Now, let's back up just a little bit. There's another video out. It's about Mercury and Mars together and what happens because Mercury goes retrograde and Mars goes out of bounds. And this time, when they do these two separate independent things, they do them overlapping, right? Their time frames overlap. When Mercury goes into retrograde, we all know about the retrogrades to the degree where usually things that are tech stop working. Like all of a sudden the internet goes out. All of a sudden your phone doesn't work, okay? You're online and just like it's not moving, nothing's happening, you're screaming, you're like, why are you doing that? You start having a full-fledged conversation with the computer screen or with your phone. This is Mercury retrograde. It messes things up. Communication is Mercury. Okay, recognize that Mercury is also short distance journeys, right? There might be something like your travel plans fall through. Typically the recommendation with the Mercury retrograde is to just plan for things to take longer, right? Because there's going to be events that occur that you didn't plan and they're just going to happen, all right? They disrupt things. The other thing about a Mercury retrograde, which is beautiful, is it tells us to rethink something, all right? And so Mercury retrogrades everyone talks about them like they're really bad. Yes, they can be, but you want to know where in your chart this happens because it's different for everybody. Mine is basically with tech stuff. It's the internet. Mine's in my 11th house, okay? And so when it gets there, at this time, I should say, it's Mercury retrograding through Pisces. So find out where Pisces is. This happened last year. Think back if you can, what happened to your Mercury retrograde. That'll give you an idea, a possibility of how it could be because other things move. So it might not be identical, of course. But at the same time, Mars goes out of bounds. And Mars, when it goes out of bounds, it basically means it becomes more unstable. It becomes unbalanced. It is more extreme. Remember, Mars is our assertions, what we won't back down, what we get ferocious about, what we fight for. That is Mars. He's the soldier. He's the warrior. The first one out tends to be reactionary as opposed to responsive. What's the difference? When we respond to something, it's after we thought it through. When we react, there's no thinking involved. We just snap. That's the reactions. So Mars being out of bounds during a Mercury retrograde, even though Mercury is thinking things through longer, the problem is that Mercury is in Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune likes to roll in the fog and delusion, right? So we get out of all that. All right, we pass that all up. All right, that time of craziness. I'll attach a video below that'll give you details. But bottom line is the Mercury retrograde ends on the 9th of March. Okay, that's the bottom line. So Mercury pulls out of there and Mars keeps trucking along. Well, once we hit, I will give you the degrees and the dates. Mars is going to hit actually 20 degrees Capricorn. When Mars gets to 20 degrees Capricorn, what's happening is it's suddenly starting to have a conversation with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is a benefit. Jupiter is like a protector. And at this time, we are having Jupiter far away from the beams of the sun. So Jupiter is present and is clear and its protective wings are available. Mercury is also at this time far enough away from the sun. So Mercury is also present, all right, where she has the ability to think things through and to be clear, okay? At this time, Mercury, I keep saying at this time, let me give you a date and then I can go into the details. Mercury is going to match up, let's give a date of the 16th of March, okay? I'm saying the 16th of March because at that day, Mercury is at the last degree of Aquarius and she starts to go into Pisces. Now, yes, she was retrograding, okay? But she is now moving direct. When she starts to move forward, she's moving forward again in Aquarius. So now at this point, on this day, she's still in Aquarius. Mercury in Aquarius is a really great placement, typically. What we're concerned about is when Mercury is in Pisces. And this is already gone now at this time, right? I already gave you the dates. Once we get past that, it's over. She's starting to see clearer, and she's seeing very clearly because she's in Aquarius, okay? Now, at this time, Mars touches in with Jupiter. Jupiter's in Capricorn, so that means Mars is in Capricorn, okay? Find out where's Mars. Where's Capricorn in your chart? Find out where these degrees are at, okay? The degrees are 20 degrees of Capricorn. Jupiter will literally be at 22 degrees Capricorn on this day, but Mars would give like a 2-degree orb. So once Mars gets to 20 degrees, it starts talking to Jupiter. They see each other. They can start having conversations, and they're working out. They're pals, actually. They literally feed off of one another. Jupiter's all about, yeah, let's go, let's do this. Well, so is Mars. And Jupiter is an aid, a benefit. I won't want to say that it'll add ease, but Jupiter helps. It expands things. So when it starts talking to Mars, Mars is talking about doing stuff and being physically active. And the body, because that's what Mars is. It does stuff with its body. So Jupiter and Mars, when they talk and they're in Capricorn, they work things out. And Capricorn's been methodical, has been planning. This is a great time to initiate stuff. A great time, especially if you want to do something that involves your body. Now, be aware that Capricorn has to do with the knees. So you want to understand what your limitations are, because the drawback with Jupiter and Mars is we tend to overdo it. We tend to overwork. Capricorn is work, right? Capricorn is, I can go the extra mile. I can do it. I can get up there. I can do it, damn it, right? You just got to recognize that when they're together, there will be a tendency to just overdo it. And you don't want that to happen, right? And because Capricorn rules knees, it's not just knees, it is the structures of the body. So it could be the spine, it could be the teeth. So this is a great starting, initiating thing in terms of maybe a new routine for the body and for the health. But it doesn't have to be necessarily about that. It can also be other things in regard to work, because we're talking about Capricorn energy. The best way to figure it out is, where are these degrees in your chart, okay? You want to know what house they're sitting in. You tell me what house they're sitting in, and I'll tell you what that means for you. Just comment the stuff down below, all right? I can give you a better understanding if I have your birth digits. So if you have never been here before and you haven't given us your digits, go ahead and do that, and I can help you out. At the same time, I want to make a quick mention. I have a lot of folks who have already given me their birth information. And then we have a lot who haven't, but who chime in, which is beautiful. Thank you for the comments. We appreciate your input. That's your way of supporting us, and I'm grateful for it. If you give me information and it's something like, yeah, but this is happening at 10 degrees in this sign, I have no idea what house it's in. I would have to know your birth info, or I would need for you to already know what house it's in, and then tell me what house it's in, and then I can help you out. Just remember, I have to look at the whole picture, okay? And I'm only mentioning this because I've been getting a lot of comments where people don't tell me anything more. And I mean, I want to help you out, but I don't want to give you the wrong information, all right? That's the other thing about Capricorn. It's high integrity, okay? A well-expressed Capricorn is doing things by the rules, okay? Knowing it takes time and that there's no shortcuts, there's no quick answers. It's doing it methodically, going over all the information in front of you and giving out a high integrity information, all right? And so I'm trying to do that. So please follow the rules. That's what Capricorn asks for us to do. So if you have Capricorn, these energies, these degrees, this is going to be, like I said, 20 degrees. The dates for this, it's going to start in March. Yes, I know we're only in January, but January's over, folks. This is already a whole month away. But I'm telling you all this because I want us to start focusing on the planet Mars. All right? Mars is doing some crazy stuff. Other than being out of bounds, it's going to start getting closer. Once it hits the Capricorn energy, you've been listening, astrology-wise, there's a lot of planets still in Capricorn. Well, Mars is going to start joining them, okay? So the first planet it joins is Jupiter, all right? So Mars and Jupiter is all about physical strength, okay? It's a great time to take up something or to do something, and you will likely have this lucky feeling about it, like it just works for you, okay? Knowing that it's going to be in Capricorn, Capricorn won't allow you to take any unnecessary risks. Therefore, I feel strongly that at this time, whatever this thing is you want to do or you've been thinking about while Mars was transiting through Sagittarius, right? Ideas for the future, I say go for it, okay? I say do it. I say this is the time to begin, because we have Jupiter, which likes to exaggerate and maybe take too many chances with risky Mars. But in Capricorn, Capricorn is the one that says, Capricorn is the one that brings them down to earth and says, but is this realistic? I need to see how we can, in the 3D material, physical, tangible world, how can we actually do this? That's what Capricorn does. So this combination of all these people, all these players at the table and having these conversations together, right? Capricorn is Saturn. So having these people at the table and talking, you know, troubleshooting, throwing ideas up on the board together and seeing what sticks and then what falls off and what still remains, they're like, okay, let's give this a shot. This is realistic. You know, it's kind of out there, but at the same time, I could see how this could work. So this is that time to say, okay, I'm taking this thing, if I've already begun it, I'm taking it to the next level. All right. This is that time where if you haven't begun something, to do it, right? Typically, I want you to be aware of the Mars energy. When it touches in with Jupiter, Jupiter adds to it. So it expands upon your ego. Knowing where this happens in your chart will totally help you to understand in what area of your life you may come up against individuals with very strong ideas as well, because realize this is a transit. And when we use the words transit, that means it affects all of us. Like it's Mars, transiting Mars, conjunct transiting Jupiter. So for all of us, this is happening. It's a matter of where in my life it's happening, okay? Ego. Remember, Mars equals ego. So if Mars is ego and you have ideas and others have ideas, and if their ideas don't match your ideas, there might be a tendency to feel like this frustration, like, what the hell, we're not doing what I was thinking. That was my idea. My idea fell off the board, fell off the wall. Why aren't we doing, you know what I mean? You need to just find a way where you can individually let your ideas and your things express. If we hold this kind of energy in and we don't find a way to let it express, it can be negative. It can come out in a physical manifestation, which is ill health. All right, and we don't want that in Capricorn, because Capricorn is the structure. It is our spine, okay? It is teeth, right? It's the sutures in your head. Like, you got to make sure that you are just finding an outlet if it's not going to be within groups. Find a way that you can let this energy come out and express. For some, because it's Mars and Jupiter together, it's very physical, but it's in the tangible 3D realm. Yes, that means go out back and dig holes. Okay, that means go out back and chop some wood. Right? This is kind of what that is. Realize it's all about fortunate action, taking action and it being fortunate. So this could be beautiful for people who are doing just God knows whatever else they're doing. This might be a time where you do something and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that worked, right? Holy crap. It's kind of a lucky thing right now. It's kind of considered a lucky transit. The strength that Jupiter gives Mars also lends to, it's a birthing energy. Women who are having babies, the ability to give birth, there's this matchup that occurs sometimes. Mars on top of Jupiter, Jupiter on top of Mars. They feed each other with physical strength, okay, going forward, something for the future, all right? And so find out where this happens in your life and you'll really have clarity on it. So I hope this helps, and I'm going to keep on doing additional uploads for Mars as it ends up being on Jupiter, and then Mars is going to sit on top of Pluto, and then Mars is going to join up with Saturn, and that's going to be a big one. It's going to be a very big one. We're going to see some major stuff when that one occurs, and I'm going to do videos for that. So I hope that in the meantime, this helps you and gives you a little bit of heads up for good news on the way. All right, bye.